When a vendor shipment arrives, receipts should be entered to update quantity on hand counts. To enter receipt of goods, open the purchase order list from either the PO Receipts toolbar button or the Edit menu. From the POs tab, locate the purchase order either from the Find button or from scrolling on the grid with all POs, or with a filter to shorten the list. Then, click the Receipt button. All information from the purchase order is carried over, including the original purchase order number and any attached PDFs if integrated with Adagio DocStore. If you receive goods from multiple purchase orders from the same primary vendor, you may choose to combine them together using the Combine Receipt button. A list of other active purchase orders for that vendor are listed, and you can choose one and click Add Lines to copy them to this receipt. Additional purchase orders may also be combined as needed. On the Details tab, all items from the original and any combined purchase orders will be listed here. You can click the Receive All button to set the quantity received for all items as the quantity purchased, or edit specific details to enter the quantity received and still on backorder. If configured in the company profile, you can allow entering a quantity received value greater than that purchased. Also, another company profile option allows you to update the base selling price of the item if customer pricing is calculated as a markup over cost. If other unexpected items were received, it is still possible to add new details to the receipt, or also miscellaneous charges not known at the time of the purchase. On the Totals tab, a breakdown of received goods by vendor is displayed. The date when the purchase was actually received and the date of the vendor document can be changed here. The vendor document for receipts can be a delivery note or packing slip, or the final vendor invoice. Delivery notes ignore the terms, do not have taxes, unless you have enabled an option to allow this, and must be invoiced later when that document arrives. Invoices do have terms and taxes, and day-end processing will send this to a payables invoice batch. Optionally, but not recommended, delivery notes can be sent to payables as an invoice batch. Either vendor document type requires a value entered here before it can be posted, which will be the invoice number in payables. The View tab allows seeing the transaction as a specification form, and the Data Flow tab for receipts will display the purchase order initially selected to receive. When you are ready to commit the receipt, click the Post button. If all items were fully received and nothing remains on backorder, you will be asked if the purchase order is complete, which will lock the PO from further changes, unless you enable the option to edit completed purchase orders. If backordered quantity exists, an option is available to allow completing the order anyway, if you don't expect to receive the entire order. The next receipt number is used, in the format set in the entry template, but this can be changed if desired. You may print a receipt form immediately after posting, or later, which is typically an internal document only. For items with a received quantity, posting reduces the quantity on purchase order at the received location, adds to the quantity on hand, and updates the total cost across all locations. If the item uses a FIFO or LIFO costing method, the costing lots will also be updated. There are two tabs that list posted receipts. One screen lists receipts by the primary vendor, with one row for each receipt. The other screen lists receipts by all vendors, so that receipts with multiple vendors will be listed separately. Receipt Inquiry shows all combined purchase orders and the posted receipt on the Data Flow tab, and allows attaching forgotten doc store PDFs to the receipt before it is invoiced or processed by day end. And day end processing creates ledger transactions for retrieval, updates the tax tracking report, and writes a batch of invoices in Adagio Payables, if applicable. Another kind of receipt is a quick receipt, which can be entered without a purchase order number, and must be enabled for use in the company profile. Create a new quick receipt from the PO tab and the Quick Receipt button. Quick receipts are typically used to add quantity on hand when a vendor transaction is desired, but a formal purchase order is not necessary, or to make corrections if previously posted receipts were entered with the wrong quantity. A negative quantity received is allowed on quick receipts. Therefore, this can be used to process purchase returns with supporting documents. Keep your quantity on hand values up to date with promptly entered receipts. Find out more about Adagio from the product page on our website. Watch another training video on this Adagio program from the playlist, or subscribe to the Adagio YouTube channel. Thanks for watching.